So what went wrong? I was almost missed, because I could have said it is nothing. I could have also said it's not my passion. I could have also said different things that we say when we are in denial. And you will see these recurrent things in the 7th stage of grief. And you say, what is grief? Because whenever your former life changes to a new life that is unpredictable, you go through a sense of grief and adversity. The stages are the same. It may not be in linear order. The psychologist Kubler-Ross names it. So there's the denial, then there's shock, then there's anger. I went through all that. After all that wore off, I had to tell my husband. I didn't even know how do you tell your husband that his wife, a new mom of twins, just had cancer? I remember I couldn't bring myself to use the words, I have cancer. And in typical Nigeria, now, if you are of African descent, we have a way of speaking in the third party. In typical Nigerian parlance, I said, the enemy has cancer. And the first thing my husband said is, God is in control. And I didn't feel like God was in control, because I was angry and I was ashamed. And I've had many people ask me, why shame? I can't explain it. I just didn't think that I wanted to be connected to cancer. I didn't want cancer. I don't want cancer. I didn't want to be the poster girl for cancer. I was ashamed. How can a beautiful, healthy, vibrant, spiritual, godly woman like me have cancer? What did I not do wrong? Was it for lack of a prayer? Did you not say, and began to ask God, did you not say in your word that healing is the children's? Did you not say, did you not say that you will rebuke the devourer? I went through all the emotions. In fact, I let myself sink. The same eye that has a prescription for people, the same eye that had a solution for women, the same eye that was good, because the hardest thing to do is to take your medicine. When the issue is someone else, you kind of have all the answers. And this was me in a season of my life where I did not have one answer. And for 2-3 weeks, I let myself sink into this depressive state. And one day, I asked myself, I said, Eden, if you were not the person who had cancer, what would you say to you? Assuming it was not you, assuming someone came to you and said, yeah, there's a lady called Eden. So I reluctantly had to coach Eden, as I say. I sat Eden down, because sometimes you have to have conversations with yourself. External encouragement is powerful, but nothing is as powerful as the encouragement you give yourself. And I'm a person of faith. And I remember in the book of Psalm, David, the king, did it. David literally sat himself and said, why are you downcast, O my soul? So David was encouraging himself. He encouraged. So I had to say, I said, Eden, this is bad. No encouragement, no motivation will make it better. But here is the thing, Eden, and I wrote in my journal, I remember February 2017, I wrote, your perspective determines your narrative. Eden, this is bad, but you got to be on your own team. Your mindset, if you let yourself sink, you reduce your fighting chance. A positive mindset may not help you, but the journey will become more miserable. So I made a radical decision that in spite of the diagnosis, I was going to be on my own team. I didn't want to add anger. I didn't want to add, negativity to it. I didn't know what was going on, but I just said, God did not cause this one. And I decided to manage the information, because I didn't want anybody telling me, oh, it's your ancestors, it's the devil. I didn't want anybody telling me what he was not. And as a family, we prayerfully. Now, there is no right way or wrong, but I just knew I had to look at two things. I said, the pain of regret and the pain of discomfort. I'd rather take the pain of discomfort. I don't know what the pain is, but I do not want shoulda, coulda, shoulda. So I moved really quickly. We got a second opinion from MD Anderson, and we settled for the treatment. It wasn't the most perfect treatment, but it was better than no treatment. I went through 20 rounds of chemotherapy. I went through physical therapy. I went through 30 days of radiation, and I went through segmental mastectomy. Now, moving forward quickly, 5 years later, which is this year, January 14, 2021, when I was about to ring the bell, because they don't tell you you're cancer-free. They tell you you're in remission after 5 years. So I've been going every single year for my checkup. I went for the 5th year, expecting you are in remission. And on one hand, they told me, oh, you are in remission. I was already rejoicing. And they said, oh, we found another calcification. And I'm like, what is going on? My first response was, whatever you find, keep it. They found two calcifications, two tiny dots, not lumps, insignificant dots that had nothing to do with the first diagnosis. And they called for another biopsy right in the middle of remission. And when the biopsy came out, January 19, I was diagnosed with another cancer, lobular cancer, and the journey started. But because I had worked on certain mindsets, I just said to myself, we survived before, we will survive again.